Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on AWS Serverless Application Repository. So this lecture will contain all these topics. What is AWS Serverless Application Repository? Publishing applications, quick start overview, publishing applications, application deployment permissions, application capabilities, IAM roles, resource policies and nested applications. So what is the AWS Serverless Application Repository? The AWS Serverless Application Repository facilitates quick discovery, deployment and publication of serverless applications in the AWS cloud for both developers and enterprises. Applications can be published and shared either publicly with the entire community or privately within a team or across an AWS organization. To publish serverless applications, users can utilize AWS Management Console, AWS SAM CLI or AWS SDKs to upload their code. Along with the code, users need to upload a simple manifest file known as AWS Serverless Application Model, AWS SAM template. The AWS Serverless Application Repository is deeply integrated with AWS Lambda console, enhancing its functionality. This integration allows developers of all skill levels to begin with serverless computing without needing to learn new concepts. Users can browse applications using category keywords such as web and mobile backends, data processing applications, or chatbots. Application can also be searched by name, publisher, or event source. To use an application, users simply select it, configure any necessary fields, and deploy it with just a few clicks. So this is the quick start overview. So what you do to publish the application is first you initialize, you download the sample application from template and use SAM in it. So this is the command. Then you test locally. So you can use SAM local invoke or SAM local start API to test your application locally. Then you will package the application. Then you bundle, for this you bundle the Lambda function, the SAM template manifest file and any dependencies using SAM package command, AWS SAM package. Then publish. Then you publish to AWS Serverless Application Repository using SAM publish command. So SAM is a CLI tool for serverless application model. SAM, so it's an open source technology. And then finally, you can view your application after publishing. After publishing, you can view in AWS Serverless Application Repository through the AWS console, and you can deploy to AWS cloud. So next is publishing applications. So to publish a serverless application to the AWS Serverless Application Repository, you first define it using an AWS Serverless Application Model, AWS SAM template. When defining the application, consider whether the consumers will need to acknowledge the application capabilities. When initially published, the application is set to private, meaning it's only accessible to the AWS account that has created it. To share your application with others, you can set it to either privately shared, which is accessible to a specific set of AWS accounts, or publicly shared, which is accessible to everyone. When an application is set to public, it becomes available to consumers in all AWS regions. For cross-region deployments of public applications, the AWS Serverless Application Repository copies the application's deployment artifacts to an Amazon S3 bucket in the destination region. It then updates the AWS SAM template to reference these files in the destination S3 bucket. Deployment artifacts can include various components such as Lambda function code and API definition files. Next, we'll see some application deployment permissions. Private applications in the AWS Serverless Application Repository are created with the same account and have not been shared with any other AWS account. Users have permission to deploy applications that were created using their own AWS account. Privately shared applications are those that the publisher has explicitly shared with a specific set of AWS accounts. Users have permission to deploy applications that have been shared with their AWS account. Publicly shared applications are those that the publisher has shared with everyone. Users have permission to deploy any publicly shared application in the AWS serverless application repository. Users can only search and browse for applications that they have permissions for in the AWS serverless application repositories. These include applications created using their AWS account, privately shared with their account, and publicly shared applications. So next is application capabilities, and under this IAM roles, resource policies, and nested applications. Before deploying an application, the AWS serverless application repository performs pre-deployment checks on the application's template, reviewing IAM roles, AWS resource policies, and nested applications that the template specifies for creation. Security considerations are crucial, as IAM resources with full access can modify any resource in your AWS account, potentially leading to unintended consequences. It is recommended that users carefully review the permissions associated with the application before proceeding to prevent the unintentional creation of resources with escalated permissions. To deploy an application, users must acknowledge that the application contains certain capabilities which is a requirement before the AWS serverless application repository can deploy the application on the user's behalf. Applications can contain any one of the 4 types of capabilities, and these are capability IAM, capability named IAM, capability resource policy, and capability auto expand. So when you deploy as a consumer, you will be shown this kind of capabilities, and how it will affect how it may affect your own resources probably, and to prevent any kind of potential disruption to your own AWS services, you have to acknowledge, and you should be basically get a confirmation from the consumer so that they are aware and they acknowledge that it's okay to go ahead and deploy because it's coming from some other publisher. Okay, now deploying a new application. So as a consumer, these are the steps. So basically you will open AWS serverless application repository or AWS Lambda console. So you can use any of the service to deploy a new application. You will browse or search for an application. You will choose the application to view all its details, and the details will include application permissions, capabilities, and deployment count. Then you will view the AWS SAM template, license, and the README file. So is application publicly shared? If it is yes, you can view the source code URL. If no, then is the application is a nested applications? If it is yes, you can view the nested application details. If no, you will move ahead. Then configure application in application settings section. So if any settings, like you have to give some parameter or values, you will provide. Then refer to application README for configuration guidance. And finally choose deploy, and you can navigate to deployment status page to see if it is successfully deployed or not. And that's all. Thanks for watching.